Ooh, okay. We got this. We got this. What are we grading, Courtney?
Life lessons foretold, stay golden. Girls and boys, stay golden.
Hey babes, it's me, Courtney, and you're tuned in to Stay Golden, Golden Grades. Welcome to 2021, everybody. I know that I'm happy to be here, and I'm just gonna do the best that I can. 2020 was a year that I experienced and would like to never have one like that ever again. You know, it happened, and we're moving forward. Just as this is me moving forward in the exact spot that I'm in. Did you get any Golden Girls swag for your holiday season? Did you get the Golden Girls cookbook? I definitely would be on the Sophia side of the recipes and not the Rose and Island St. Olaf side. I also wonder if Blanche's recipes all deal with some version of like Cool Whip, chocolate sauce, cherries. I was gonna say cucumbers, but now we're just getting too phallic, so we're gonna move right along. I think it's somewhere like 3.75. Right now, I'm gonna make it appear right here. Future Courtney's doing that work for me. Today we are grading 5 episodes, and Mom Makes 3, That Was No Lady, The Truth Will Out, Charlie's Buddy, and Wham Bam Thank You Mammy. Did I get him? I got him. Oh, I feel, you know what? I'm gonna call that a win. I'm gonna move on. So let's get grading. Number 110 on our list is Wham Bam Thank You Mammy, Season 6, Episode 5. Special guest star alert, Ruby Dee. She disappeared one day out of nowhere, appears suddenly in Miami, Florida, because Blanche is having a sale of her father's items, which doesn't make sense in the slightest, right? Like, these items were shipped from his house to Miami to be sold down there. That must have cost so much money. There's no way they're making that money back in this sale.
There was a music box. I gave it to your family, and I just can't bear the thought of a stranger buying it.
And Blanche is like,
I'm sorry you wasted a whole trip out here, but we're not handing out free gifts today. Why don't you drop by again in another 30 years or so, and we'll see what we can do.
why is this music box important?
I loved your father.
Of course you did. Everybody loved Big Daddy.
No, I mean, I loved your father.
If the purpose of this episode is to bring Blanche together with her abandoning mother figure, I wish that they had more time together. Like Trudy, she got a whole freaking episode to herself, and Barbara Thorndike, and they were terrible people. And you could argue that Mammy was sort of a terrible person because she was having an affair with Blanche's father, but doesn't get nearly as much screen time. Also, though, I want to know, because this episode talks about it, have you ever walked in on your parents having sexual relations? I thankfully never did. Really enjoy this outfit Dorothy is wearing. Sophia keeps calling Dorothy Pussycat.
Oh, Pussycat. Check your calendar, Pussycat. Hey, Pussycat.
And I love a good Sophia scheme that she has to play up the Pussycat relationship in order to soften the inevitable anger. Have anybody out there ever used a matchmaker? I'm assuming they were not real matchmaking questions.
Now listen up, you withered old Sicilian monkey.
I don't have to take this. Keep it up and I'll take you to Shady Pines.
That's where I take you.
Ouch.
Number 109 on our list is Charlie's Buddy, Season 3, Episode 12. Rose gets an unexpected visit from somebody in Charlie's past.
All these years.
You don't know who he is, do you, Rose?
Haven't a clue.
I served with your husband in the war. 82nd Airborne.
You know, it's all bullshit. Of course, Charlie had a friend. And of course, this person is a person that I want to know and get to know, and plays upon her kindness. When Rose takes all of that, like, that Charlie goodness and love and kindness and like in a Care Bear stare kind of way, just all at Buddy, that's what breaks him down. And does she really love Buddy? No, she's enjoying being able to relive the person that she loves through somebody else. So she's found this brand new opportunity to do that, and she really just loves being able to relate about Charlie. I, in 2020, lost a good friend of mine, and I talk about him with the people who knew him as well, and that helps to process our grief and as well keep him going in our minds and in our hearts. So I really appreciate that aspect of the episode. It's not a terribly funny episode in some ways, like the dress thing, sure, great.
don't believe it.
It can't be.
Always love a picture it story.
Picture it. Sicily, 1922. A young military officer stationed far from home. He wanders the streets seeking a friendly face and a glass of Chianti. Finally, he happens into a dusty little cafe where he finds both. The man laughs for the first time in months and finds inspiration in a beautiful peasant girl, wise beyond her years. When the cafe is closed, she takes him home with her. 3 glorious days they make love and drink wine. He returns to his command, prepared to lead his people through whatever battles need to be fought. Dorothy, that young peasant girl, was me. And that young man was Winston Churchill.
Number 108 on our list is The Truth Will Out, Season 1, Episode 16. B-plot, let's just get it done with in the beginning. Blanche is following the Duncan Osgood murder in the papers. It's fun. It's enjoyable to see how it progresses throughout the episode. Rose's daughter, Kirsten, who, spoiler alert, I hate.
I want to talk to you. Not now, Mother. I promised Charlie I'd take her to lunch, and then we have to pack. We're leaving early.
No, it's important.
Mother, there's nothing to talk about.
Let me just fan myself for the heat that is going to be me talking about Kirsten. She comes and the tension is Rose has been hiding the fact that Charlie was not a great businessman, right? Like all Kirsten cares about is money. And how do we know that? Because Charlie, when she's talking to Rose, is like, oh, Grandpa was like such a businessman. He had so much wealth, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, dang, girl, is that all you did when you talked about your dad to everybody else?
Mom, these numbers don't make sense. They can't be right.
They're right, Kirsten. I had them checked with a lawyer and an accountant.
But there's nothing here.
Calm down, Courtney, calm down, because there's only peaks to go from here. No valleys with Kirsten, no valleys, people. And Kirsten's like, oh, Mom, I can't believe you. What did you do? You lost Dad's money. Not like, are you okay? Do you want to talk about this? Instead, she just treats her meanly. She's so uncaring and she's cold. Like, your mom is talking about when she's gonna die and you're like, you know what, I don't even wanna see you. This is really an episode that demonstrates, again, like in Charlie's Buddy, that Rose is a good person.
I can't. If I tell her the truth about the money, then she'll find out the truth about her father. I can't let that happen. I just can't.
Rose would rather suffer, be in pain, to be looked at poorly and looked down at than to diminish her husband in their daughter's eyes. And so it's a great character building episode for Rose because it shows you the foundation of where she's coming from. It's season 1, right? Like this is early Rose. She was terrible. And I think the ultimate punishment should be to write her out of the will. Be done with Kirsten. I would just cut her off. Number 107 on our list is And Mom Makes 3, Season 3, Episode 20. Lillian is Sophia's best friend and she hasn't seen her and Bernice is moving away. We never see any of Sophia's friends. I get it, Sophia is lonely. I think it is hard to make friends. In the comments below, I would like to know, like, as you get older, have you found it harder to make, like friends that if you are making friends, where are you making these friends? Ted Danson reference, I love me Ted Danson. Rose has the best sweaters. Blanche lathers whipped cream all over the top of that pancake. I love it. I love it. I love it. You eat your pancakes however you want. Classic joke alert.
Hey girls, which goes better, the silver chain or the pearls?
The chain.
An amateur's mistake. Can't you see that the chain accentuates the many folds of that turkey-like neck?
Well, that may be, but the pearls draw attention to the non-existent bosom.
Yes, but the chain leads the eye even lower to that huge spare tire. Jutting out over those square, manly hips.
Why don't I just wear a sign that says too ugly to live?
Fine, but what are you gonna hang it from, the chain or the pearl?
Neither. I'm gonna spray paint it on my hump.
Smart Rose alert. Always gotta point those out.
I just enjoy being out with you guys.
Sophia is genuinely excited to hang out with them. It's really hard for Dorothy because she feels torn.
I'm getting tired of dating your mother.
I promise this is the last time this will ever happen.
She's in a relationship with a man that she likes, and
Being with you guys these last few weeks is the most fun I've had in years. You really made me forget my loneliness. Thanks.
she doesn't want her mother to be alone. At the end, when she decides she won't go on the trip with him because she would rather not exclude her mother and say that she can't invite her, like her mom might need her, like what if something happens, she'll feel guilty. But also you're like, does she need you? I'm not really confident it is about Sophia's loneliness inside of this choice. Dorothy is sort of using her mother as an excuse to not further into the relationship. Like when the series finale comes about and Dorothy's the one to marry Lucas Hollingsworth, I think you see character growth there because she does decide to follow the relationship and move away, and Sophia doesn't follow her. Number 106 on our list is That Was No Lady, Season 1, Episode 14, because I do think it needs to be said. Blanche makes the comment about slavery. It's not an appropriate joke. That storyline doesn't really have like a big, important anything. Jerry Orbach is my favorite Glenn. Dorothy's in love.
Everything about you thrills me.
And that's amazing. You know, every time you tell me you love me, I turn around to see who you're talking to. I can't believe it.
Also,
I'm married.
I think that that is a really important storyline. It's Dorothy who's in a relationship with a married man. And why is that important? Well, because of Stan. Dorothy was habitually cheated on. The idea that Dorothy is being brought into a extramarital affair is interesting. You know, the idea that there are certain lines that we tell ourselves we will not cross, or certain things that we will never do. What make up our character as a person, you know, the story we tell ourselves of like who we are, and you know, you become confronted with that line. When she realized that she was the person who was cheating, she broke it off. Then she couldn't.
Look, I didn't choose for things to happen this way. I tried to do the right thing, but the right thing was not right for me.
And you can really surprise yourself.
Well, at least you have the comfort of knowing you did the right thing.
Then why do I feel so rotten?
Dorothy, he's married. You have to forget
I
him.
can't just forget him.
And I think Dorothy really surprised herself. And I think she surprised the girls as well, and particularly her mother, who did not want her to have anything to do with Glenn. I think Glenn is actually pretty manipulative in this episode. Ultimately, Dorothy decides to choose herself. I love Dorothy's speeches, and this is a great and important Dorothy speech.
Things aren't working out anymore, and I don't know what to do to make them any better. You can't leave your wife, and I'm not cut out to be the other woman.
Dorothy, you know I love you.
I know that, but it's not enough.
I don't want to lose you.
I don't want to lose you either. That's why I came back.
I thought you understood. I can't break up my marriage. Not now. Not at this stage of my life. If things didn't work out between you and me, I'd be alone. That kind of risk is fine when you're 40. But I couldn't do it today. I'm too old for that, Dorothy.
Len, the risks shouldn't scare you at any age. And at any age, the loving would make it worthwhile. You want a safe, easy, comfortable home life and romance and excitement on the side, and it's not for me.
Dorothy, please think about what you're throwing away.
If I stay, I am throwing away my future.
Thanks for hanging out with us in this new Golden Grades. I look forward to reading your comments below about the episodes. Always love engaging with you on something I've said or something I didn't say that you thought I should have said, or any enlightenment, I just said that weird, or insight that you have, and also always love your answers to the questions that I ask. 2021, we're revamping, renewing, you know, I was gonna say regressing, but that's actually not something that we wanna do. We're moving forward and excited for the new year and what the channel has to bring. So as always, you know, comments, suggestions, chat, we'd love to see you in the comments. You can always email me. And as always, you know, thank you so much for being a member of the Stay Golden community, and stay golden out there.